Nobody's safe from themselves, but that's okay. We got this today. Gonna turn that pain into purpose. But first, take a deep breath, then exhale all the stress. Now you're free of the mess, now you're free. You see, this is easy. It's easy with me. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe from themselves, but that's okay. We got this today. Gonna turn that pain into purpose. But first, take a deep breath, then exhale all the stress. Now you're free of the mess, now you're free. You see, this is easy. It's easy with me. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe from themselves, but that's okay. We got this today. Gonna turn that pain into purpose. But first, take a deep breath, then exhale all the stress. Now you're free of the mess, now you're free. You see, this is easy. It's easy with me. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe from themselves, but that's okay. We got this today. Gonna turn that pain into purpose. But first, take a deep breath, then exhale all the stress. Now you're free of the mess, now you're free. You see, this is easy. It's easy with me. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe from themselves, but that's okay. We got this today. Gonna turn that pain into purpose. But first, take a deep breath, then exhale all the stress. Now you're free of the mess, now you're free. You see, this is easy. It's easy with me. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe from themselves, but that's okay. We got this today. Gonna turn that pain into purpose. But first, take a deep breath, then exhale all the stress. Now you're free of the mess, now you're free. You see, this is easy. It's easy with me. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe from themselves, but that's okay. We got this today. Gonna turn that pain into purpose. But first, take a deep breath, then exhale all the stress. Now you're free of the mess, now you're free. You see, this is easy. It's easy Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe from themselves. But that's okay, we got this today. Gonna turn that pain into purpose. But first, take a deep breath, then exhale all the stress. Now you're free of the mess, now you're free. You see, this is easy. It's easy with me. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe from themselves. But that's okay, we got this today. Gonna turn that pain into purpose. But first, take a deep breath, then exhale all the stress. Now you're free of the mess, now you're free. You see, this is easy. It's easy with me. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe from themselves. But that's okay, we got this today. Gonna turn that pain into purpose. But first, take a deep breath, then exhale all the stress. Now you're free of the mess, now you're free. You see, this is easy. It's easy with me. Nobody from themselves. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe from themselves. But that's okay, we got this today. Gonna turn that pain into purpose. But first, take a deep breath, then exhale all the stress. Now you're free of the mess, now you're free. You see, this is easy. It's easy with me. But that's okay, we got this today. Gonna turn that pain into purpose. But first, take a deep breath, then exhale all the stress. Now you're free of the mess, now you're free. You see, this is easy. It's easy with me. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe from themselves. But that's okay, we got this today. Gonna turn that pain into purpose. But first, take a deep breath, then exhale all the stress. Now you're free of the mess, now you're free. You see, this is easy.
Gotta know you deserve.
Got this today. Gonna turn that pain into
Turn that pain into purpose. Gotta know what's your purpose. Gotta know that you're worthy. Gotta know you deserve.
Got this today. Gonna turn that pain into purpose. But first, take a deep breath, then exhale all the stress. Now you're free of the mess, now you're free. You see, this is easy. It's easy with me. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe from themselves, but that's okay.
Nah, this a little Don Julio.
Okay, he got Don Julio tonight. If you don't know, now his favorite drink is cognac, Hennessy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he gotta relax his nerves tonight, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get things going because I'm pretty sure that all you guys want to know what is going on with Mr. David Williams and what happened to David. So what we're going to do is here in a few moments, we're going to have for a brief moment one of his brothers to come on as well and talk about just for a brief moment the type of brother David was. But in the meantime, before we get started, who is David Williams?
Ain't too much to really say. I'm just a regular, guy. Born and raised in New York, moved to Florida when I was young. Grew up in poverty. I mean, my story is pretty much the same as any other, young black man growing up, from the hood.
Mm-hmm. Now, you say you moved from New York. How long have you been here in Florida?
I've been living in Florida since I was about 12, 13 years old. So you can say I'm 50 now, so you can say I'm more of a Floridian.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I've been living down here since then, so.
All right. Now, the question I want to ask you. We all know you by twin.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we'll get to that later on in the podcast. But can you give us a brief discussion or a brief introduction of who your twin is?
My twin brother's name is Daryl. I can say bro was, truth be told, bro is the reason why a lot of people know who we are. Because I'm more of an introvert. Bro was outgoing. He was flashy. He was flamboyant. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was one of the ones. Like I smile today. I see how these youngsters today, with their little cars and at the car show. Man, look, man. They don't know about the cars. Put all that up.
Yeah, they don't know about the cars and the speakers.
Yeah, they don't. They would have had to put all that up.
Listen. One thing I can say: when y'all came out in the city, y'all didn't have stuff. Y'all came out. I don't know how many speakers could fit in one car. But when I tell you, you had them in the back seat, up under the seat, in the trunk, wherever a speaker could go, you guys had those speakers in those cars.
Yeah.
And when I say that you two came out. They don't do it these days and times like you guys do it. They would never understand that.
Yeah, but times change. Trends change. The youngsters today, they doing it the way they doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It ain't no knock to them, because I understand that, you have different generations and trends change. So, they doing their thing now.
It's okay. Exactly. Now, there's always in a set of twins, a good twin and a bad twin. Who's the good twin and who's the bad twin? Now, I ain't going to tell you what I think and what I know, but I'm going to let you just say it.
Well, if you ask different people, you're going to get different answers. At certain things, Daryl was considered the bad twin,
Mm-hmm.
and at certain times, I was considered the bad twin. So it just depends on the situation,
Were you more of a hothead or you was level-headed?
I would say level-headed. Like, me and bro, we never was the type. We wasn't the rowdy type. We wasn't the type that, we wasn't them type of dudes that, go to the clubs and be fighting and you know all that. You know what I'm saying? We was never them type of dudes. One thing about it though, if a situation derived and we have to handle our business, we gonna handle our business.
And that is
You know what
true.
I'm saying?
That is true.
You know.
Now that is true. Now for you guys that don't know, they will handle their business if they have to handle their business, and that is the truth. Now, a lot of people don't know that you guys have 3 other brothers.
Yeah.
3 baby brothers.
No.
One older.
One
is
older and then 2 younger.
2 younger. Okay. So what I wanted to do just for a minute, just to get like a foundation built, I want to bring in the baby brother. Dedric's the baby, right?
Yeah, you're youngest.
He's the youngest out the bunch. And I want to get him to come on. Dedric, come real quick. I want to see what he had to say, you know, because you probably just twisting a little things. You know, we're going to get Dedric's opinion to really see who was the good twin and who was the bad twin. So, Dedric, go ahead and introduce yourself really, really quick.
Dedric, I'm the baby brother.
You got to talk into the mic, honey.
Dedric, I'm the baby brother of David and Daryl. I mean, I wouldn't say it wasn't really no good twin and no bad twin. Both of them, in my eyes, was great.
Okay.
I said it was, you know, but I mean,
Now, let me ask you a question because they similarities, they look alike. To the point sometime where I'm calling David Daryl and I done called Daryl David. Did you guys ever get them mixed up growing up?
nah,
Never got them mixed up, huh?
nah, because Daryl was always a little bit
They both, huh?
same size.
Well, let me ask you this question. How did it feel as a little brother? Basically knowing, and we're going to get into, you know, everything that transpired, but just basically knowing who your brothers was and what the community knew them as. How did you feel as a brother?
I mean, from what I can remember, it was good. You know what I'm saying? It was good. I mean, ain't nothing much more to say. It was good.
Out any of them? Ever got into a fight with any of them?
Not really the
Oh.
twins.
I would,
You know what I'm saying?
because I think if you got one, you had to get both,
Nah,
right?
Not really. They want to fight now with the baby, so
I hear that. I hear that. Well, listen, thank you for coming on and doing we just wanted to get you it is growing up with the twins.
it was good though. It was good.
It
Had
was,
fun.
hey, there you
Great
go.
memories.
If you could go back, just one more thing, if you could go back in time and do one thing over in your lifetime with them, what memory stood out the most?
Jet skiing.
Oh, I remember that.
Jet
And
skiing.
Lake Man. Oh, I
Jet
remember
skiing.
those
Jet
days.
skiing.
I remember that over in Lake Man with all the alligators. Mm-hmm. Yup.
And I ain't been jet skiing since
Since
then.
then. Well, I don't know. We might have to get him back on the jet ski since he home. All right. All right. So
All right.
thank you, DJ. We're gonna start. This is going to be some interesting. And if you guys have some questions online as well, definitely tap in, ask your questions online, and, you know, make sure we'll see the questions. They'll pop up on the screen if you have any questions to ask him during the podcast. So, before we get started, what influence did Daryl have on you growing up that has been with you throughout your life?
The free spirit, you know what I'm saying? Bro always was more more jokey than I was, you know, the more, you know, I guess you could say he could more people than I did, you know what I'm saying? He was just a free spirit, you know what I'm saying? He would do for anybody, you know what I'm saying, give to anybody. Me, I mean, you know, I do for, and you know, when it came to the streets, he was a flashy spirit, you know what I'm saying?
And what do you remember the most?
I got so many memories. I mean, you gotta understand, we come from the, you know, our bond goes back before, you know, in the womb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's really just too many, you know. But I, you know, some of the funny memories is like behind the scenes, like a lot of people didn't know, like in the public. On Piers a lot because I used to be trying to get him like bro, tone it down, like you know what I'm saying, you know, you ain't got to, everybody ain't got to know you getting paper, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes it's better if a joker think you broke, you know what I'm saying.
You guys were known for the cars, for the jury. I can say that Daryl was known for the cars, the jury, the flashing part. Daryl was making it known.
Yeah, he was making it known.
He was.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and that's what, you know, me and bro we used to get into it a lot, like one-on-one, because, you know, this ain't necessarily, you know, legal what we got going on. So everybody ain't got to know, but he didn't care. You know what I'm saying? See, like, bro, like, you know, truth be told, bro, like, I see how I on it. You know, that's how Daryl, that's how he's snapping on it.
Oh,
you know
my goodness.
You know, and I used to get him one-on-one and tell him, like, bro, like, just chill, like, but he wasn't trying to hear that.
I've never seen a chameleon colored car. When you guys had the chameleon, that was the first time I seen the chameleon cars.
Yeah, like, what, maybe, it's only like maybe one or two, maybe three people other than me and my brother, like when they first became popular, when they first came out, who had them. Yeah. So we was, I guess you can say, yeah, we was like the first ones, you know.
You were definitely the first because you had the trucks and then you had the Lexus. And those were the cars I was just like, oh my goodness. You see them and just turning colors, different colors. I had never seen anything like that before. And that's right there. A lot of people started, I think from there, a lot of people started noticing you guys, started saying, oh, although you guys were getting money, you know, look at there. Although you guys were getting money then, but I think that whenever you guys came out with those chameleon cars, y'all set the city off. But let's get into some things. Let me tell you guys something. I'm coming with facts. Y'all hear me? Ain't nothing. You can't, I'm telling you now, you cannot run from this. It's on paper. So we're going to talk about a few people today. And put some people, we're going to really see what really happened now. We're going to see what transpired, what took place, how did the city react. We're going to really see what's going on and what happened. So back in 2008, there was an article from the Orlando Sentinel.
Okay.
And it was called Operation Cookie Monster.
Okay.
So basically in this article, it talks about anybody and everybody. You had people all over, literally, the world with this article. But in 2000, Operation Doublemint. This is what Orange County Sheriff or Orlando Police.
I think it was Orange County the one who put that, put that out there.
So the Orange County Sheriff Office named them Operation Doublemint. Okay, this is crazy. This is what they named the twins, Operation Doublemint. And in this article, it basically say twins Daryl and David were arrested in a major crack cocaine distribution ring in Pine Hills area. The brothers own a car detailing business, dump truck service in Orange County. Of course, we know that you had some successful business.
Yes.
And you were legitimately paying taxes on these businesses.
Yes.
Every single year.
Yes.
But they wanted to act like these business was just a operational business that was just non-functioning and basically not a liable business.
Well, I mean, they have to paint that picture when, see, you got to understand, like, man, bro, we didn't get it from dribbling a basketball, in the NBA or running a football in the NFL, and for real, the powers that be, they don't like them men of color who getting all them, they feel like they making too much money. So when you come from the streets and you don't come from that, and you come, and you getting, a nice bit of income, and you trying to take that and turn it into something positive, they despise you even more. I remember a comment one time, the federal prosecutor said one time at one of my hearings, where he said, that I was the worst type of drug dealer because I was a drug dealer who didn't think I was a drug dealer. Because I used to, chill with my kids, make sure, my family straight and so forth. So I really wasn't in the streets like that, which you know that, Jay. I wasn't out there like that. I just got money out the streets. I wasn't in the streets.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's only because I seen that part of the streets as a means to an end. Meaning I'm gonna take this money and I'm gonna invest it over here and legitimize it. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't see a 401k or a retirement plan in the streets. Unfortunately, it didn't work out the way I envisioned, but that came from, some external factors that, we'll get into,
Well, we definitely going to touch bases because I want to speak on later on here how many business did you touch or did you own, and the what happened to those businesses and everything. So we're going to touch bases on that shortly. However, let's go ahead. Now this right here is going to touch me. It's hard for me to talk about this because this was my best friend. This was one of my best friends. I have had 3 best friends throughout my entire life, and this was one of my best friends. Okay, and this young lady was named LaQuanda Quarterman, 24 years old. She died of a gunshot wound to the face back in December. Now, what I want to ask you was, who was Quanda to you?
Quanda was Daryl's. He was Daryl's, baby mom. He was one of Daryl's children mother. He had 3 kids from Quanda. You know what I'm saying? But he raised 5. Quanda had 5, but he raised 5, but he had 3, biological children from Quanda. So Quanda was, Quanda was like a sister to me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? By extension, to Daryl.
And how did you find out about her murder? Like, and when did you find out? How did you find out? And what toll did it take on you when you found out?
Well, I can remember me and bro had just got arrested by the feds. We was going through preliminary hearings, and I can remember the agents, one of the lead agents in the case, coming to the holding cell back in the back, and they walking. He it's like he glad to bring news, to my brother, and when they tell my brother, what happened, it devastated me because I had to watch my brother, man, cry like a baby. I'm talking about like boo-hoo crying, snot, everything. You know what I'm saying? Because here it is, we just coming in the system getting ready to fight these cases. And it's nothing that he can do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like then they flip it in the paper and make it seem like he showed no emotion, which that was false. You know what I'm saying? My brother cried like a baby when that happened. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. They definitely said it.
You know.
They definitely said it, and that's what kind of pissed me off too, because I'll never forget that night. I would never ever forget that night. But it definitely said Daryl Williams did not seem very interested when questioned Monday about who might have killed the mother of his two sons, said Sheriff Homicide Detective Alan Lee. And this goes to show you that when they're trying to break you, they don't care what type of narrative they put out there. They put out a narrative that is so far false and it's so far-fetched till it's ridiculous.
Well, can I say this, Jay? What they do is they intertwine some truth with lie.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to understand, the best lies have truth to them. That's what make them so powerful, and that's what they do. But they was the ones to clarify that came, like they was, with the snickering grins on their face to tell my brother, what happened. They was the ones. I watched my brother boo-hoo cry like a baby in that holding cell. You know what I'm saying? When they came and told him that. You know what I'm saying?
And at that point, there was nothing you can do, nothing he could do, but just sit there and take the scrutiny that they have already put out. And it's sad that she lost her life in this situation, in this outcome, because nobody deserves that.
Well,
And, that was my girl. That was my girl. When I say that was my girl, we got matching tattoos. So every time I look at my tattoo to this day, I always think of her and remember her. But one thing about it, one thing that I did not like, and I want you to clarify this. So at one point in time, in the paper, they said that it was up to $1 million in cash and 110 pounds of cocaine changed hands during the past 5 months at her home. Did you ever know Daryl to sell or do anything to that nature or put her in jeopardy to any?
let me clarify something, right? Me and my brother had too many cribs. When we was in them streets, we had too many cribs that we can do business at. We didn't have to do business at the cribs that we had our baby mamas living, or one of the cribs, one of our cribs, where we lay our head. We had too many other places where we can conduct business. That was false. You know what I'm saying? And because you gotta understand, I guess for the ones that the actors, in that situation, because they mind so small, because these, you gotta understand, them type of dudes, the dudes, I'm speaking on the guys who was involved, they mind small. So they looking at it like, cause they run around with their little crumbs and probably keep some at their mama house or at their girl house or auntie house, you know what I'm saying? That, me and my brother thought the same way, but we didn't have to think. We didn't have to move that way. You know what I'm saying? You know, we was beyond that. You know what I'm saying? We stopped getting down like that when we were 14, 15 years old. You know, so just to clarify that.
Yeah. Now, what age did you guys really start getting into the game? Like, when I say getting into the game, I mean, what age were you when the streets knew about Twin?
I would have to say maybe about 18. You
Okay.
know, me and bro, we jumped off the porch about 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? But maybe about 18 years old when you know, it was just a little, you know, I guess you can say the little street recognition, which that pretty much came from bro. Like I say again, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for bro, a lot of people wouldn't even know about us. Cause like I say, man, bro was like night and day when it came to the streets. You know, bro was flat. Anybody who know, just like even today, a lot of people, I done ran into a lot of people, even in the system, being in the federal system, who done been in the state and all, and they run up to me and they talking to me, oh, I remember this, and I remember, and I was like, I be telling them, like, that was my brother, bro. That was my brother. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't even know me. They know him. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I was the one you really didn't see. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's the way I like to be. You know what I'm saying?
But the crazy part about it is that because they didn't see you, they still wanted you because you was a part of your brother.
Well, they felt like, based on what was told to them, they felt like I was more of the threat. So that's what made them pursue me even harder and want to give me the time, because based on what was told to them, it was revealed to them like I was supposed to be like the more aggressive one, which that's not true. I just didn't play games. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Now, what we're getting ready to do, because trust me when I tell you guys, we are getting ready to do a 3-minute commercial break where we're going to play ads and we're going to do a giveaway really, really quick. We're going to hold off because what we're getting ready to get into, you do not, when I tell you it's about to get real. I'm just laying the foundation, but it's definitely about to get real. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to a commercial break. But in the meantime, ladies, this is for the ladies right now, okay? This is for the ladies, okay? If you are a size large in shirts, okay? If you are a size large, we're going to take the 5th caller. We're going to put the number across the screen. We're going to take the 5th caller and we're going to give out a Nobody's Safe t-shirt. Okay, this is the number. Okay, you have to be the 5th caller. Hold on, I'm going to give my son the phone so whenever they start answering it, he can actually say caller number 1, caller number 2, caller number 3, 4, and 5. We're going to give out a free shirt, then we're going to get your information. But we're going to go to commercial break really quick, put our ads up. We're going to come back and talk to David. And my day is live. But just so happened, I was just praying. I'm like, God, what can I get to be on my podcast? Like, I want somebody that's going to set the podcast off, that's going to open the door, that's going to pave the way, and that's going to really be an influence on what my vision.
Fuel's got that heat.
Hey, look. Turn that pain into purpose. Turn that pain into purpose. Gotta know what's your purpose. Gotta know that you worthy. Gotta know you deserve it. Turn that pain into purpose. Turn that pain into purpose. Turn that pain into purpose. Gotta know what's your purpose. Gotta know that you worthy. Gotta know you deserve it. motherfucker that be tryna put words in my mouth. Do the wrong shit, get dropped where you stand, nigga, that's how I go in the south. She can't ride with the team, she don't got no ass, need a bitch with a bounce. Baby, let me fuck till I nut and you gotta eat it up, can't use no towel. Ew. I don't care about no compact, Glock 17 sticking right out the pocket. I don't take nobody word, I don't care if he a thug, if he sing like Tekashi. I'm finna try where these niggas cook up right in front of you like it's hibachi. Baby, I'm hot, Sriracha. Your man better stop, he not me, no.
Nigga put dumb on the track and measles. Nigga know it's gon' bump. Nigga don't want no smoke, them nigga gon' run like Forrest Gump. Run it back like Tyreek Hill, nigga check the score, we gon' feel it safe. Clock in like 9 to 5, I punch the clock, then move the place. Hard buzz, don't send a shake, I call a blackhead, I'm in her face. By the paper, I'm on time, hell no, not a minute late. I'm off in the trenches, I'ma get it, I'm just a different breed. Glizzy got extensions and intention, we speak Glockanese.
Glockanese, Trapanese, I smoke broccoli and all the niggas hate it. Beat dog, come from outer space, one time is really all it take. Feeling very Russian with this cake.
Stick, make them sing like Drake. Automatic, causing static, need a paddock, now I add it up. Them niggas got butterfingers, they ain't catching up. Give him an Oscar, he acting up.
Hey, pressure, why they was mad? My bitch got behavior problem cause she bad as fuck. I know the stick got 50 and the Glock got 50. When I see her op, I get that boy a buck.
The whole buck like Giannis, metal in his mouth, what the dunnest. I get the tail and slide, I'm feeling like Sonic, your bitch wanna punt it. Ayy, the plug just sent me 100 of them things, I really been feeling like plies. It seems like I always get in the shit, I feel like a fly. My niggas treat beef like lettuce on burgers, they drop through and hang out the side.
Baby, I'm hot, Sriracha. Your man better stop, he not me. If I wanna fuck, she gon' call off work. Had that bitch praying to Allah. Hating when these hoes be acting so childish, I gotta put them in time out. I like to fall asleep deep in that pussy. When I wake up, I gotta climb out, yeah.
And my day is gone. But so happened, I was just praying. I'm like, God, who can I get to be on my podcast? Like, I want somebody that's gonna set the podcast off, that's gonna open the door, that's gonna pave the way, and that's gonna really be an influence on what my vision.
Fuel's got that heat.
Hey, look. Turn that pain into purpose. Turn that pain into purpose. Gotta know what's your purpose. Gotta know that you worthy. Gotta know you deserve it. Turn that pain into purpose. Turn that pain into purpose. Turn that pain into purpose. Gotta know what's your purpose. Gotta know that you worthy. Gotta know you deserve it.
Hey yo, Pluto, you going brazen? Oh yeah.
These niggas bitch made. Nothing I have for me but this money, that's why I get paid. That's why I'm out here running game, why would I get played? Stepping on their neck, I forgot to tie my shoelace. Got them hoes from around cause they was two-faced. Bitch, get out of the way, why you in the Kool-Aid? I need me a new nigga cause it's a new day. Set it off like I'm Latifah. I can't have your baby, I'm not just a Bieber. To be honest, I don't want the nigga if he ain't swiping visas. Running to a bag, got me feeling like a cheater. They fucking with the kid cause I got motion. I advise to close that back door cause they like to leave it open. Damn, all this animosity like bitch was the commotion. And I ain't asked for all this fake shit, but I guess I was chosen. Whole time you thinking that he love you, he in a bitch face. Guess they forgot about loyalty, niggas bitch made. Nothing I have for me but this money, that's why I get paid. That's why I'm out here running game, why would I get played? Stepping on their neck, I forgot to tie my shoelace.
Alright guys, welcome back. Congratulations to our winner. Labrita for caller number 5. I mean, y'all was calling too. She won a Nobody Safe podcast shirt, so I will be sending this to her. So congratulations. I will be doing a man at the end of the show. Near the end of the show, we will be doing a man. If you wear an extra large, you're a man, you will get a chance to call in as well and win a Nobody Safe podcast shirt. Okay, so let's get into it. let's go. We about to get into it. So, as I go over your this is your
investigative report.
Your investigative report. Y'all see this? Y'all can't see what's out here, but no, y'all see that pink. Just know y'all see that pink. And just know if it's on paper, it's real. Okay? So let me ask you a question. How many people testified against you?
I mean, they only brought about maybe about 6 people to my trial, and then they brought about 4 or 5 people to my sentencing hearings, because they kept having sentencing hearings for me because I don't have an extensive criminal record. So in the feds, when you don't have an extensive criminal record and they want to give you a lot of time with drug cases, what they do is they pile a bunch of drugs on you, and the way they do it is through testimony of cooperating sources.
So right now we're going to get into 4. I believe that I see that's on this affidavit, right? Is it an affidavit again?
No, this is just a report.
Okay, so this is a report. Now, in October, I'm just going to kind of sum it up because I want to give you guys a little, bear with me. We're going to break this down, but I need you guys to bear with me because I'm just going to pull bits and pieces out of this interview, okay, or this investigation, okay? So on October of 1996, agents spoke with a confidential informant, a CI. Now, the agents were informed that several vehicles were parked in the driveway of 4815 Cockwood Lane in Orlando. Now, this residence was owned and used by the defendant. So that's you. You're the defendant.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question. Was this your home or their home?
That particular resident wasn't my home. That was one of my brother's home. And I used to just come by there, here and there.
So they added Daryl charges onto you too, or?
No, they just added. They just put his some, not all, but some of the conduct. They intertwined it with me because first, me and Daryl was never co-defendants.
Okay.
All right. People think we were because we got arrested on the same day.
Okay.
But that was due to a particular confidential informant making a deal with them to have, me and my brother arrested on the same day because he said that he would not cooperate against one and leave the other one on the street and vice versa. So because the way it happened, people think that we were this big conspiracy, but they were never able to tie me and my brother together. You know what I'm saying? Daryl had a totally separate case number. I got a totally separate case number.
And you guys were never made to testify against each other, correct?
Well, they tried to make Daryl testify against me 3 times. And
I know you lied.
no, they tried to make, they used to pull Daryl out when it was time for me to go to court. They used to pull Daryl out and just bring him to court. And he like, I ain't got no hearing to know what's going on. And they would try and get him to testify on me. And after the 3rd time when they brought him, because neither the first nor second time they brought him would he get on the stand against me. And that 3rd time when they brought bruh, he told him straight up, look, if you bring me down here again to testify against my brother, I'm going to get on the stand, but I'm going to testify for him. So that's what killed that, and he stopped bringing him down though.
So at any point in time, were they making like any type of like threats towards you or threats towards Daryl, saying if you guys don't cooperate that they would give this one more time than this one, or they'll...
Well, of course. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course. I mean, they did all type of stuff to me. I done been thrown in the hole for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
you know,
crazy.
the marshals, you know, through the prosecutor, they used to call the jail all the time. Hey man, put him in the hole. You know, they was trying to break me mentally. You know, because I chose to go to trial. You know.
But were you in county jail when they was putting you in the hole?
Yeah, I was in Seminole County, but I was in the federal hold. You know, the federal,
Wow.
the feds got a hold within Seminole, Orange, and Lake. You know, just to name a few in this area where they house feds. You know, so you know.
Keep going.
60 people, right? So I want to know, did you run across any of those people during your time locked up? And if so, how was it?
Oh, we was gonna get to that.
Did I run
Right.
across it? No, because how it works in the feds, right? When somebody provides information on you or get on the stand on you, what they do is the prosecutor put a separate on y'all. Like when you get to prison, they're gonna call you back there to the back, and they're gonna have you sign a paper saying, "Hey man, it's a separate," and they won't tell you who it is. But 9 times out of 10, if that person is in the system, they're gonna make you sign a separate. So anywhere y'all go, if this person catch a Fed case, they'll never put y'all on the compound together. You know what I'm saying? Because you know they done made some mistakes like that in the past, and it didn't end well.
But
You know what I'm saying?
we gonna get to that. That actually happened. That mistake happened.
Yeah,
we
but-
ain't gonna get into it right now.
Okay.
But that mistake did happen, correct?
Yup, it did happen, but you gotta understand, the person it happened to, and you know the 2 individuals involved, which I'll let you get into it. There was no separatees on them because,
Okay.
like I say,
So
yeah,
the
bruh.
separatees was on you.
Yes, it was on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this individual, cause I know personally, I can't stand the individual, and I know who he is. And when I say I'm gonna be the one to call him out, cause I don't like him, cause I told him from day one. I told him, bruh, no, leave it alone.
You gotta give some background on
So-
as to how you told me that.
Okay, I get some background, but we're gonna get to it in a few minutes. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. We're gonna get to it. So, how many properties between you and Daryl, how many properties did y'all both own? Because from here in this affidavit, I see that there was a house purchased for $397,500. There was another one purchased for $149,000. There was another home purchased for $283,500. Another home purchased for $163,200, and another home purchased $136,483. Now, were all those your homes at one time?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I had more than that. I mean, you know, but you had like, I think like one of those houses was actually my brother's house, and they got put in mine, in my, you know, paperwork. But you know, if you go on, you know, I also had houses in New York. I also had houses. I still got a crib in D-Land,
And you had one in Atlanta.
Atlanta,
You
know what
had
I'm saying?
so you
Yeah,
had a home
and-
in D-Land, Florida,
and-
Atlanta, Georgia, New York, and Rochester, New York.
Yeah, because you know, when I was doing my thing, right, I had to have spots where I was going, and truth be told, shit, a lot of my family members didn't even know about them cribs because that wasn't their business, because I kept my family away from what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I got family in Atlanta, and they'll tell you they never been to that crib.
Mm-hmm.
I got family in New York, and they'll tell you they never been to that spot. You know what I'm saying? You know, but that's when I was, you know, doing my thing. So, you know what I'm saying? Just,
Correct you earlier, twin. He was considered an evil twin.
I mean,
Tell
you know,
them again.
now, but I get that.
Actually,
But the thing is, the reason why people would say that, I understand why they would say that. What the difference is, Daryl was more laugh, jokey. He was more social. I was more serious. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's another thing. Like me and bro used late night, we'll get together. Cause for real, truth be told, me and my brother spent a lot of time late night. Meaning like after 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, we like this. We at either one of my spots, one of his spots. And me and him will be vibing and shit. And he used to always be venting to me about how he go pick up this money and that shit be short. I wasn't with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So they made me like, oh, he the bad one. But no, I'm not the bad one. It's like my number. You gonna pay her? No, we not doing that. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Now, the thing I can say is that if you don't really know David, you would think he was the evil one. But it's just like he say, he's just the one that didn't play. He's the more humble. You know how they say the quiet ones would be the one that, you know, you got to watch. He was that quiet one, but he was the one too that if you needed, he made sure you had. And it was no questions asked. I can tell you that for a fact. One of the things I could say that he actually gave me my first job. He gave me my first job at one of his locations, and it was Spit Shine Car Wash at the time. I literally put that on my application today because it was a legitimate job. He was paying me with a paycheck, and I was literally going into work every single day. But I had so many, I want to get to the one that just irks my nerves.
You driving the car?
I do. So we're going to get into this because in here, I'm going to rewind it a little bit. Back in March, there was an agent that debriefed an individual, okay, who indicated that he knew you and he knew Daryl since 1992. Now, this individual has stated that he purchased cocaine from you that cost $10,500. Then approximately 2 weeks later, he met up with you guys again and purchased more cocaine that was like $10,500. Now, the defendant indicated that one of you guys stated you could supply him with whatever you need. Do you actually know who this individual was?
That particular individual, his name was never, because he never testified. See how it works in the feds, right? They have a lot of DEA 6s. Those are DEA investigative reports. Mm-hmm. In those reports, the reports are written like that. They're not going to tell you the name of their source. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't testify during trial, then they don't have to disclose their name. That's how it works. That falls up under the federal rules of evidence. You know what I'm saying? So that could, for real, that could have been a number of people, you know, from back then. You know, I can only assume. You know,
so basically went off what this individual said. This individual could have been lying.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you did have a few guys that did lie, which you know what I'm saying, you know. But it doesn't matter in the feds, because how the feds work, you know, when they want to convict you, whatever a person say, mm-hmm. you know, that's cooperating with them. That's what it is. The state is becoming like this today.
Okay, so y'all better listen to this. He finna put you on some game now, so you better listen.
So you got a lot of and stuff, you know, they campaign when they run around, when they want to, you know, go up in rank or, you know, different position, you know, about this tough on crime and all that. But it's really like this here. You know what I'm saying? This is how the feds work. If I was willing to put half or a quarter of the city in prison, I could have got immunity for all charges that, you know, or got a slap on the wrist sentence. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? For all the charges. You know, and that includes murder. Think about it. Now I'm gonna go somewhere else now, just so you can understand where I'm coming from. The government knows Sammy the Bull killed many people for John Gotti. He killed these
Exactly.
people.
Exactly.
These people, family members suffered and all from the loss of their loved one.
Exactly.
But they gave him immunity to testify against God. That's how the feds work, for real. So you could do, you know, you could do a whole lot of stuff, and you know, as long as you're willing to tell on people, and they don't care if you lying or not. As long as you're willing to tell, they'll look past what you did and give you either a slap on the wrist sentence or give you immunity. Hell, you got dudes right now out here moving around in traffic right now out here in this city, man. Been working with them people for the longest. You know what I'm saying? And every time they get caught up, they get a slap on the wrist sentence. You know what I'm saying? Because they willing to cooperate. You know? Yeah.
And you know, that's sad because how the system works, that the system is built for this type of vindication. They rather see you fail from a lie than to know the truth. So that's what bothers me the most, is that people can just go and just blankly tell a lie on you and they'll believe it nowadays. And it's crazy. That's no matter where you go. That's on a job. That's everywhere.
Well, I mean, that's for real, that's what government done turned into. Nowadays, that's just like, for example, you know, just speaking on job. Nowadays, man, you got most people that's working in them high-ass positions, they ain't even qualified for them.
Yep.
They're not.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? They end up because they fucking somebody, they brown nosing, you know, something. Or auntie done got them in. They not there because they qualified for that job. You know what I'm saying? That shit is rampant in the Bureau of Prison.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you got case managers and all that can't walk and chew gum at the same time. And run around here trying to, you know, do people paperwork for halfway houses and stuff. That's why, think about it. You know, people don't understand. That's why the Bureau of Prison got several civil actions pending against them right now for the First Step Act. Let me just, you know, give you an example and move on. The First Step Act was signed by Donald Trump, December 21st of 2018. It's 2025. How many years is that?
We in what? That's five. That's about 7-8 years now.
And the Bureau of Prison staff still don't know how to implement that statute. Now, according to the law, they had 180 days from the time that statute was signed into law to implement it. And they still don't know how to implement it correctly. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's just giving you a real example, you know?
So, and then at that point in time, when you get to that point, like, what do we do? What can we do?
Well, you know, that I'm going to say that for a whole nother topic. You know what I'm saying? Because it is things that people can do if enough people get together. But, you know, I'm going to say that for a whole nother situation.
Okay. So let me jump back to this, because in this next question, there was a lot of money that was moving. So in November, on November the 15th, there was an individual that you were dealing with in California. I don't know if you or Daryl, but it definitely says the defendant was dealing with in California. They said that this individual from California transported 25 kilograms of cocaine hydrochloride in California and transferred the drugs to Orlando, Florida. He met with the defendant and sold him 25 kilograms for $16,000 each. Now, he stated that he did not believe you had that much money on you at that time. You gave him the money, and then you gave him $275,000 up front and paid the balance of $137,500 when the kilos arrived. Now, this transaction totaled up to $412,500 in cash.
$412,000.
Yes, let me read. $112,000 and $500. That's a lot of money.
Because you gotta understand the reason why he said that, and I know who this individual is, you know. The reason why he said that, you gotta understand, I'm 23 years old, right? So during that time, now, because I know it's a little different now, you know, I know the fraud dude, you got these young dudes now that's doing the fraud, you know, they you know, but I'm talking about street hustling. You know, during that time, you didn't have young dudes, because I'm gonna say this too, because it's factual. Me and Earl was the youngest dudes in the city getting the type of money we was getting. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes these other names that you hear in the street, they older than me and bro. Me and bro was younger than them. A lot of people thought we was older because of what we was doing. You know, but going back to this individual, of course he gonna think I'm 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? He got, you know, he got some product that I wanted. You know, for the number I wanted it, and you know, it's like when I told him that, it's like he looking at me sideways like I'm trying to rob him or something. So what I did to show him is real, I gave him over a quarter of cash up front and told him to get him now. And once he get him now, I pay the balance. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't think that at any point in time, like, did you have this much trust in this guy? Had you dealt with him? You didn't think at any point in time you giving him that much money up front that...
I mean, it's a code. It's an unspoken code in the street. If an individual give you that much cash up front, and you decide to do what you want to do with that cash besides what you're supposed to do, we already know how the outcome goes.
I mean,
you know
pretty much.
You know, it's just, you know, it's just unspoken.
Yeah.
So no, I wasn't scared to give him that. No, I wasn't.
Look, that was a lot of money. Back then, it was a lot of money. Kind of today is still a lot of money. But, yeah, almost $500,000. That's a lot of money. And you think about somebody at, what, 23?
23.
23 years old, a 23-year-old just walk up to you and just plop it on the table and be like, get me what I need. Yeah. So, you know, those targets became on their back real quick. When you able to do that in the city, those targets start coming on your back. Do me a favor, leave that wide, because leave it wide. So this is the person right here that irks my nerves. This individual, when I was working at your car wash, this gentleman would come in, he would talk to you, he would even say something to me, but for some odd reason, I told you out my mouth, I don't like him, keep him away from me, I don't know him, because I feel like he is no good. But at that point in time, because of the age and you were so young, you don't want to hear what anyone had to say, because you probably not, like you told me, nah, he's straight. He might be trying to holler. Nah, bro, he can't holler at me from Adam and Eve. I don't want to talk to him. Keep the man away from me. I didn't like the man. And come to find out, this was the main person in your case that started the whole downfall. So let me ask you, who is Carl Cooper?
Carl Cooper is the individual that actually called me and my brother to his place to be arrested by the marshals and DEA. You know, what ended up happening, right, is he ended up going to Alabama and got knocked off with like eight ounces of cocaine. He immediately began cooperating up there and told the narcotics agent, and this per his testimony too, you know.
Oh, we gonna get into that.
And told the narcotics agents up there to contact the narcotics agents in Orlando and just say me and my brother's name because, you know, so when the narcotics agent in Alabama called the narcotics agents in Orlando and say, hey, look, we got a guy up here willing to cooperate against some guys, you know, y'all may know or whatever, and they just said me and my brother's name, they was like, let him go. So they end up letting him go, and that's when he came back down here to Florida and orchestrated, you know, the situation to get me and Daryl arrested, because again, like I say, he wasn't gonna do it to me and leave Daryl on the street, and he wasn't gonna do it to Daryl. He definitely wasn't gonna leave me on the street.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So he arranged it to where both of us can be arrested. That's why a lot of people think me and Daryl co-defendants, but we're not. You know what I'm saying? Daryl got a totally separate case number. I got a totally separate case number. You know what I'm saying?
Now this is what I'm gonna read, because I ain't just put this name out here. Okay? I didn't put this name out here. I don't like him. I look in the camera and tell you I still don't like it. Never will like it. I seen this man 3 years ago in Washington Shores, and there was somebody sitting in the car with him, and I snatched him up out the car and said, if you want to stay free for the rest of your life, you better get out this car. And this was just 3 years ago. Yes. 3 years ago. So let me tell you what Mr. Cooper said at the trial testimony. So according to the trial testimony of Carl A. Cooper from March 1999 until the end of July 1999, he sold approximately 80 kilograms of cocaine hydrochloride each month to the defendant. Cooper indicated that the defendant would give him the money up front, and Cooper would retrieve the drugs from Miami, Florida, and bring it to the defendant.
Yeah, I knew him. I had met him. He used to come up to my shop a lot. So that's when we started communicating, you know, and then it led from there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he used to always come up to my shop. He used to always come up there to the shop. You know what I'm saying? So that's what made us start communicating and stuff like that, you know.
And that's how I met him, from up there to the shop. But from some odd reason, he was the first person, I'll never forget it, like it was yesterday. The first person I seen to drive a candy apple. Not only that, he was the, he would just come and have all these, every time I seen him was pretty much in a different car. Gave him $525,000 up front to purchase 35 grams of kilos.
35 kilos in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at you like, is that a yes? Is that a no? That's a lot.
Well,
that's a lot.
See, a couple other people, they really was just. I got with bruh behind the scenes, and I explained my plan to him, right? See, me and bro, we was already plugged in, ran laps around. But what I used to do, I would make it like, okay, bro, let's just grab a couple from them, so they would think, you know, who it is, but they really went, you know, they could have kicked rocks for all I cared, you know what I'm saying? You know, and just so happened to just made a bad decision with this dude, and, you know, some other that was able to get them quality, price, at a number we willing to pay. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just say that, you know.
Now, at any point in time, there was an incident that occurred. Do you feel like he had his hand into this to try to mishead his hand in it?
Yeah, you know, but, you know, I ain't gonna elaborate. You know, like I say, certain things I want to save for either, you know, because I'm negotiating.
I feel like Do you feel like that he probably set it up or tried to set it up? Or
No.
ooh,
This man have been locked up 3 times since I've been doing that one bid. And his record is long as I-95. Time.
and get out.
These little slap on the wrist sentence.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
So he's telling
but
on
then
somebody.
here's the sad part though. I'm gonna say today, and it's evolved. Jay, like niggas be behind the scenes applauding shit, like for real, like I can sit in, me and you can sit in the county jail on the case together.
Mm-hmm.
I can testify, and everybody know it on the street. And guess what? I can sit in the county jail 18 months. And when I come home, they gonna dap me, they gonna have a party, they gonna do all that type of shit. And you know what I'm saying? You know, and they know.
Sam, I see the comments. I'm when he got done, I was gonna elaborate it. Check too, because it looks like there's a delay in the YouTube channel. But one person say, Joy, show Carl picture. I wish I had Carl picture. You hear me? I probably would put it up as America's Most Wanted right now.
For real. It's all public record.
Yeah.
With my case. But for real, to the person who made that comment, like, shit, for real. If you know like I know, you better leave that dude alone.
For
that
real.
Dude got a badge for real. Like,
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? You know, for real. Like,
and as you can see, somebody else comment, he the police. He is definitely the police.
60 motherfucking police. There's 59.
Yeah. Yeah.
More, right? You say 60 people, right? So I get it. Carl is he number 1? And the rest.
Ben had dude, like, I don't want to eat up. Like for real,
Yeah,
like I don't want to eat up too much time talking about, because there's so many.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just give you an example. You had an old acquaintance of mine, Nino, who owned the club Silhouettes. He had came in the system. Nino also went to trial too. All right. That federal testify against Nino. The other half were there to testify against me. They didn't even use everybody to testify against me. You know what I'm saying?
That tell you how many people they had in custody.
You know, okay, you know, just to clarify that.
So near the end here in a little bit, we gonna actually find out what Mr. Cooper did. We gonna find out, and who is Quincy Howard, and what nickname does he go by?
You know, Quincy, Q, Dice. You know.
Carmel is a mug, ain't it? See, that's why you got to be careful with what you do. Because when you start throwing them, he sold the defendant brother, Daryl Williams, multiple kilograms of cocaine. Howard also indicated that Williams would also sell him multiple kilograms of cocaine. When Howard...
You know, we made sure each other was straight.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Like, I can go to him or bruh, and, you know, if we needed him. And it crushed my heart, because this is somebody, man, that I felt like, you know, unlike Cooper, me and this man, I felt like.
So y'all was close.
We was cool. Like, we was, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, to find out, you know, that this man, you know, briefed on me, because that's what they called, because he didn't, you know, I'm getting ready to go to court, so this the game the government played. So they got me in the last holding cell down on the end, and they got all the guys who gonna testify me against me on in the holding cell right there in the front, where I got to stand and while I'm handcuffed and shackled and wait for the elevator to come up. This the game. So when the marshals walked me up there, all to say, he got something to go get from the other. I'm just looking in the cage, like, just shaking my head, like damn. You know what I'm saying? That's for me and you.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
So when they took me to court, got me and took me to court, you know, we going through the proceeding and everything, and then the prosecutor was like, you know, our next witness, we gonna call Quincy Howard. So they go to get him. The marshals, Howard refused to come out. But the damage already done, because what you already told them, they already put in my paperwork. They used it to calculate my sentence. All the transactions and all that stuff that you talked about, that you told them about, they put it in my paperwork.
So one thing that he did say is that in 1999, he purchased 15 grams of cocaine from. Y'all, I got on glasses and still can't see. That's just how bad it is, and I'm tired of sleeping. However, in 1999, Quincy Howard of cocaine from the defendant for $18,000 each. The following month of April, Howard indicated that he bought 17 kilograms from the defendant for $18,000 each. Now, do you think that this played a big part in your sentence? Them telling them
is operate. When people sit down and brief on you, all right, what they're gonna do is they're gonna sit there with a calculator, and they're gonna ask you how much drugs you bought per day, per week, per month, per year. And they're gonna calculate that drug amount up. And they're gonna use that drug amount to sentence you. You know what I'm saying? That's how, what they call ghost dope. You know, that's, you know, because they don't have. So they call it dope, ghost dope. So, and that's how the feds operate. They're going to use all those transactions that the individual talked about, and they're going to calculate that over months, you know, year, and so forth and so on. And then they're going to put that, you know, in your drug amount. And that's how they're going to sentence you, you know. So that's how it go in the feds.
So we're going to get into one more person. Be our last person, and we're gonna have a part 2 of this interview, okay, because we have not yet touched the surface. We're touching the surface, but we haven't really touched the surface of this yet. And I see that in the comments in the YouTube,
He's saying bring the person on camera. You really think they're gonna come on camera? Come on.
No.
It's like, now,
who said bring the person on camera?
I'm gonna say this, right? Do you really think that those individuals gonna come and sit and talk on camera?
Not at all. Because they know that they probably been telling the streets all this time. They have nothing to do with that. Oh, that wasn't me. I ain't got nothing to do with that. You got me messed up. I ain't have nothing to do with David or Daryl. But now here it is. This interview is live. I guarantee you them guys, another day hitting your feet on this ground outside them walls.
Well, I'm going to say this, right? I probably wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Because what happened was, when I was litigating in court, I had so much stuff. So what I would do, I would file things dealing with certain laws that applied to me. And the judges would just sit on my motions. They would sit on my ear. Matter of fact, when Joe Biden signed my clemency, I still had 2 things pending in court. One of them had been pending over a year. And the reason being is because, you know, like you seen that too. You know, you had dudes going, hey, don't let him out. We in fear. You know, and so forth and so on, and you know, don't let him, you know what I'm saying? So when you file things with the president, it ain't got nothing to do with the courts. So just so happened with me, I ended up filing what I needed to file in court because those laws file a clemency too with Biden or with the president, because the clemency can stay up there with each president, you know what I'm saying? And I put that in me to come home, you know what I'm saying? But had I had to go through the courts, I wouldn't have got no relief.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
So as I'm looking at the comments, even parts is not enough. She said 2 parts is not enough.
I mean, I agree, but I don't want to overwhelm
Yes.
people. Like, you know, I'm negotiating with people right now, like, about a documentary.
Too much.
Too much. You know what I'm saying? But just know this. Unlike a lot, you know, and not saying, you know, I'm going to just speak on me and bro. You know what I'm saying? I can show it to an individual in a investigative affidavit, a report of some sort, or something filed. It's like, damn, them they weren't doing it like, yeah.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? That's really what it was.
Yes, they
You know
were
what I'm saying?
they were
That's what it
definitely
was.
doing it.
You know
And
what
I
I'm saying?
mean, I'm not even touching half of it because G to the young one, go get a job. The streets ain't safe. Guarantee you'll lose. And for we can't hold on. The long run.
What a lot of youngsters don't understand, and I ain't gonna say just youngsters. I'm gonna say the grown men too, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I talk about this street stuff, pause. All right, you got money, you got jail, you got death. You're not a part. You don't have a say in which you get money, go to jail, and then get killed because they go back to the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You got some that get money and get killed. You're not in control of it. And I ain't gonna speak on, you know, I ain't gonna speak on individuals. This just for a self. If you know you can't accept all 3, the game ain't for you, home. You know what I'm saying? It's not for you. But here's the same, they ain't built for it, but they gonna be in it because they want the money side. See, that's the good side. They want the money, but guess what? When it's time to go to jail,
They don't want to do that.
I'm gonna put my mama, I'm gonna
Yeah.
put my uncle,
On
I'm gonna life sentence his own brother told on him.
Now,
You know what I'm saying?
let me ask you this question. Since you said you made that statement, at one point in time, when
Yeah, not just my mother. They picked up my you know my ex old lady at the time. They picked
told her, because one
You know what I'm
thing
saying?
about it, I know that you would never. I know that Dara would never put your mother in jeopardy. This is something I know for a fact.
Man, listen, never involved my mama in nothing illegal, all right?
Mm-hmm.
But because of what that dude said, yes, they picked up my mama. Yeah, they picked up my old lady during that time. You know,
So that was a blessing.
after being released on bond, on federal bond, they ended up dropping the case because they tried to make my mother my co-defendant. They tried to make my ex my co-defendant in the street who don't really know how this shit work, or who do really know how this shit work, but they mind so small. You know, that's them Kona boys and them trappers, man, involved their aunties and their mamas and all that stuff there. Nothing. That it wasn't nothing around, wasn't nothing at the house, none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I was in that world, because I didn't shit in my own backyard.
There you go. There you go.
You know,
Mom, lay where you play. So those are big things too that, you know, I know and everything else. And I know a lot of people know that you guys would never put y'all would do any and everything they can possibly can do to break you, because everybody know when you messing with somebody mama, oh that's like that. Nah, you can't mess with my mama. You can do anything you want to do, but my mom, that's off limits right there. But anybody that involved their mama in any type of stuff.
Truth be told, the reason why the dude, and I'm gonna speak directly, like the reason why the dude who did that, because you know he the first to tell, but truth be told, he used to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just speaking honestly, like he used to keep shit at his mama house. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I guess he probably assumed me and Daryl would say something like that, you know what I'm saying? So he wanted to hit us first and say that we did that. But me and my brother ain't never did that. And a joker going on a whole dummy mission if you go into my people or my old lady house. You know what I'm saying? But I understand that's how small-minded, that's how corner boys think,
Now, we're going to get into this last person because we got started a little bit late, but we're going to run to about 10-15, a few more minutes, and then we're going to call it a night because this has been a very interesting interview so far. But we're going to bring up one more person, okay? Now, this person right here, it just surprised me because I know what type of individual this person is too, but this is so funny because I can't wait for your reaction for this one. Now, agents learned that in January 1999 through June, Michael Tukes purchased kilogram quantities of cocaine based from the defendant and his brother. Tukes purchased approximately 2.5 kilograms and 1.5 kilograms. One of them totaling 45,000, the other totaling 29,000. Tukes was arrested in July 1999. The defendant contacted Tukes' cousin and wanted to know if they needed anything. The defendant was trying to help with lawyers and other expenses. Did you contact his family?
I'm gonna say this, right? When it comes to this individual, right? Now, I get mixed emotions with this, all right? Because I'm super cool with his people. That's how he know me, all right? Now, I've been knowing two of his family members, since I was a young pup, all right? About 14 years old. And it hurt me because, the one that I knew first, you know what I'm saying, it devastated me because I reached out to him. And I'm like, hey, man, what's up with, your cousin? He, he testified on me. He actually got on the stand, okay?
So, this one actually got on the stand?
Yes, he got on the stand. Right hand swore in and everything. So, when I reached out to the one individual, and I'm like, hey, bro, like, damn, bro, it's like your cousin testified on me. And I even went as far as paying the extra money to have the transcript transcribed and sent a copy of his whole transcript so you could know. You had to swear, you had to state your name. A lot of times they make you spell your name out.
Wow.
And this individual told me, like, damn, that's fucked up. Set it up. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna set the record straight with your lawyer, and so forth and so on. And then when I did, I got with the lawyer and everything and set it up. And when it was time to come in and set the record straight, that individual never showed up. Now, okay, that's, what hurt me to my soul even more, because that hurt me. You know what I'm saying? What hurt me even more, it's like I'm sitting behind this wall and people don't understand something. Dudes in the pen, dudes in prison know more about what's going on in the streets than people in the streets.
That's true. That is so true.
So what hurt me, Rudy Poop came home and this same individual threw him a party.
Oh, wow.
So it's like,
wow.
Damn, you condone what he did? You know what I'm saying?
But let me ask you this. Did you ever deal with him, though?
No.
So he never purchased nothing from you?
Man, this dude ain't had no money like that, man. This dude ended up catching, I'm going to just keep it 100. This dude ended up catching the case, and his case went federal based on it, because that's another thing the feds will do, too. Because that's what, like recently, like a lot. You got a lot of dudes in the feds now that's not federal material. Like you just got young dudes that just got caught with a gun that's in the Fed, because the Feds just. All right.
Wow.
So what happened was, I guess, you know, this dude and two of his, you know, family members, I ain't gonna. They trapping, all right. You know, they trapping in this one spot. And just so have somebody must have sold somebody they sold to somebody they didn't have no business selling to, and I guess the police hit the spot. Long story short, this individual Toops, he was there with him and his mama. So he basically, you know, they found drugs, guns, and all that. So to save his mama, he takes everything. He take all the charges.
Okay.
Okay, everything to save his mama. So,
But he never purchased. What I'm trying to see is he never purchased anything from you or
man,
them.
listen, during this time, this dude, you know, to be hollering. And then think about this: me and his people cool, so you can get it from your people
All day.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not dealing with it. He just know me because of his people. You know, and see what happened is this, like, you know, and that was brought out in court, but the prosecutor and the judge, they overlooked that. Because it's like, when this dude was prosecuted, Jay, he cooperated. Then, now mind you, it's a year or 2 years before me getting arrested. He cooperated. He never mentioned my name during his cooperation. But as soon as I get arrested, a year or two later, and it's in the papers and all that, then they call the DEA, oh yeah, I dealt with him too. So it's like, all that was brought up, but it was swept up under the rug. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, hell. But like I say, that's what the system is based on. Hell, they brought a dude that testified against me and said he been buying kilos from me since the mid 90s. And this dude testified on the stand and said that they don't have that in there. You know what I'm saying? Because you know why? They know he was lying. They know he was lying. But they still used the drug quantity for my sentence. But just to give you an idea.
But that's crazy though. How can they? Jeez.
Look, they brought a dude named Tory Clemens. His nickname is Gator Bait. I think he's from Lake County or something. All right? They brought him to testify against me. This dude got on the stand and said he been knowing me since high school. We had 2 classes together and so forth and so on. When asked what school we went to, when it came out, this man said Jones High. Now, anybody who know me could, all these transactions he's saying that we did be truthful. When he's saying he met me, how we started dealing, because he met me in high school, and he said,
so let me ask you, at some point in time, did they not see the discrepancy that was going on in these testimony, these indictments? I mean, these statements, did they not see the lies? Like, at some point in time, how did...
Listen, I'm gonna get game to the youngsters out there. Like, listen, because listen, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give it to you raw how the laws is, and they catch me, and they can want you, and they want you bad. As long as I'm willing to testify against you, they'll give me immunity for the murders. Attorneys in the feds, see, I sit back and chuckle. You know, you had them guys come in the system. I done been in there 20 years. You know, they got them guys coming in off the street, off prison, almost direct appeal. I got a lawyer. And I laugh at them. I say, man, that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Meaning, what I mean is they filed them soft issues that allow, see, because they play devil's advocate. They play like they for you, but they really help you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Briefs that allow the government to get around it. And now you dead.
The person you paying.
Yeah, the person you paying.
Not $1,000,
Yeah.
not $2,000, but probably about $20,000, $30,000.
$1,000 cash as a retainer. That man never filed notice of appearance on my case. The problem is this, right? This is another problem what I see with guys like us, meaning guys like myself who coming out the field. Most of them, first and foremost, like I say, I just named the 3 elements on the streets who's never experienced that. They think they know everything, but you green as hell when it comes to the feds. You green. You don't know how the intricate details of how it works. You green. Like, and they can go out there and be at the club and be hollering about, yeah, well, I got a bond. They ain't got nothing. Man, the feds don't work like that.
But feds
The
don't
feds
give you no
ain't, I don't
bond.
give a fuck what if they ain't got shit on. The feds ain't letting you out like that.
Dang.
Listen, let me say
They
something.
ain't
Let me
giving you
clarify
no bond.
something. My brother signed over $1 million worth of asset to the Fed to get a bond to sentence because he pled guilty. All right. I know it's been a lot of speculation. You know, I hear it and I laugh at it with bro. Oh, he did this. No, the fuck he did.
Y'all
You
hear
can't produce no paperwork.
So they're saying, bro, goddamn,
It was assumed that my brother cooperated with them
To get out.
to get out. That's not true.
Well, you
Girl
were
signed
hearing it.
over $1 million worth of asset to them people for bond pending sentence, and they still fucked him. Girl signed a 5-year plea and ended up getting almost 12 years. All right. Know what I'm saying? That's how he did almost 10 years to the door in the feds. All right.
Wow.
Because he didn't cooperate.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
You know, so, you know, people just don't understand, like, people don't on the street don't understand how that shit really works. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the Fed. And I'm going to keep it real with you, the state becoming the same way. You know what I'm saying? They becoming the same way. You know, shit, think about it. Look, man, look, all you got to do, man, don't take my word. All you got to do is pay attention to cops. And all, listen, they call it cops, first 48 and all, especially first 48. I tell the dudes in prison, you know, they watch the first 48, they be glued to the TV, wide-eyed. I say, man, they need to change that name to the show. Why you say that, twin?
Yeah.
Man, every bitch on there tell it.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Every motherfucker on there tell it.
Yeah.
When they get them down, and that's what's going on now. It's
It's kind of like from the brother thing. I look at the BMF show, and when you're talking tonight, I get something kind of like a little kind of similarity, like how, from a brother standpoint, how Meech and Terry. Okay, if you was to look at, you see, you follow the show.
yeah, I watch BMF.
Kind of like Meech and brother would be more Terry.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. Like, I know I've met Meech. Me and Meech was at the Medium right before I came. Actually, Meech came home before me, but we was at the Medium together. I got a chance to meet him. We you know, we communicated.
So Meech know the O get down.
Yeah. But
That's how the Meech
but-
know the O
Yeah.
get down.
but
Yeah.
we got a cordial relationship. But the difference is this, right? Okay, and I told Meech this, right? Meech and Daryl had a similar character because they were flamboyant.
Yeah.
They were flamboyant. Like, if Meech
Yeah.
and my brother would have ever got together on the street, shit, we'd have been in prison. Cause them two together, it's just gonna be too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because unlike, think about this, and I'm gonna say this right now. It's no shade towards the other guys up under that BMF umbrella, but this is just factual. When BMF fell off, when Terry and Meech fell, BMF was really like, it wasn't no more.
Yeah.
Cause them other guys really didn't have it like that.
Yeah.
Me and bruh had it. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if bruh with his persona and Meech with his persona at that time, if they would have ever met, because you gotta understand, we got money too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't like we need you to feed us. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'll play up under you and let you give me some, you know, to make it seem like, cause see, you gotta understand how I played it. Like, I didn't care. Yeah, it's chess with me. I didn't care about what you thought about me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For real, I even I remember one time me and my brother down there had a fight about this. Because I'm like, bro, why do you care so much about what people think about you or us? Let them niggas think we broke. Let them think we broke.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, bro?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So, but it just, because of bro character, he couldn't, like, just keeping it real, like, you're not going to come through the, now, I'm going to speak, because like I say, everything comes in trends. You know, I know that you got the youngsters now, they doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking for my time. You know what I'm saying? And anybody from the 90s and on, from the 90s to the early 2000s, to the cutoff period in 2000, they'll tell you, man, you ain't hear nobody name like that but me and bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't hear nobody name like that but me and bro in the
That's
city.
true.
Okay?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Now, that's no shade to other, because you had other dudes doing their thing too. You had other dudes doing their thing. But when it came to the streets, you ain't hear nobody name but me and my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep it real. It came from my brother, because he was the one. He gonna let you know, bitch, I got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't give a damn. You know, and that's just the difference between the two. You know what I'm saying?
And the crazy part about it is, like, it's funny because they always go after the mild one that's laid back, the one that's smart. They always go after the one that they figure, oh, he ain't gonna do too much. So that's why they went after this one, because they figure if they can break him, then they'll get Daryl. Because Daryl ain't gonna let his twin go down. So they gonna get him. But what they didn't know is that they was dealing with a different type of beast, because he wasn't gonna shake, he wasn't gonna break, any of that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause it from here. But before we go, what I want to know, because we still didn't get into the last part of this, but I don't want to hold up everybody, because it is, you know, Saturday night, and you know we got church tomorrow and everything. But what I want to know, I'm gonna close this, because I'm gonna save this for part 2. Whenever you touch the compound, did you come across any people, like you stated, you came across Meech? Did you come across anybody else that you had like a connection, and you talked to them, and you know? You
talking about celebrities? Like,
yeah, celebrities.
Yeah. I was in transit with Buju.
Buju Banton.
Yeah, when he caught that Fed case. DMX came through the whole, you know, when he caught his little Fed case. I was in Manchester with BG right before BG got out. You know, the rapper Hot Boys BG. I done met him. We done chopped it up a few times in the library. You know what I'm saying? Cool dude too. One thing I will say about BG. Now I'm gonna say this about BG, and I'm gonna say this about me. Like, and it's real shit. Like, them dudes ain't nothing like what you would think to be celebrities. Like, for real, like BG is really like a real, like, he's a real dude. Like, I remember when I was on the compound in Manchester with BG, you had all them dudes, especially from New Orleans, walking with him, and BG would tell them like, no man, I'm straight.
Yeah.
Leave me be. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Meech, he another individual, I'll say, you know, despite the persona that's put out, Meech is a very humble guy.
Oh,
like,
wow.
He gon' like he's one of them type of guys where he on the compound, you know, you ain't gonna see him much because he be in the unit. You know what I'm saying? Now I will say this though, that Joker there was doing the same shit he was doing in the club in prison. Meaning, like no, seriously, like seriously, like, you know how, like, when, you know, because I wasn't on the street for that era, but you know, I know about it, hearing about it, watching them, you know. But you know how they, you know, Meech them would go in the club, buy the bar and all that. Man, you got dudes in prison that make wine. All right, they make wine, they make shine. That's the hustle. You know, that shit be stronger than shit on the street, for real. But no lie. Meech you go to the wine man, cause that's what we call him, the wine man. Hey, how many gallons you got up? Oh, I got 35, 40 gallons.
That's what I'm about to say. Gallons? Where did you hide this at?
Man, listen, that's a whole nother story. Look, Meech you go to him and be like,
you
man.
see how he keep opening up doors and now we gotta wait.
Hey, Meech you go to him and be like, hey, look, how many gallons you got up? 30, 40? All right, just strain that shit. Don't sell that to nobody. Bring it to me. And I'm talking about he had a whole unit drunk. You know what I'm saying? So he was still buying the bar in prison. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you know, I get at to him. But character-wise, like, I will say this, like, that's a real cool dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? He real laid back, mild manner. You would never think, like, you know, based on the movies and so forth, you would think that he would be arrogant and so. No, he's not like that though. He's real laid back. He's real approachable. You know what I'm saying? You know, I will say that about it.
That's good. And you know, sometimes you think when it comes to these celebrities and everything, and they wind up in the feds, and you see them, you would think that they just this cocky, arrogant person that you know can't be, you know, they're not approachable. But to know that he's that humbling individual, that speaks volumes as well, because you can't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
You never can judge a book by its cover. And that's the narrative that we have here. So many people, they're judging books by the cover, and they really don't take the time out to open a book and read the book.
I'm going to say this, though, Jay. Everything, you got to understand, today, everything is judged by the superficial, meaning what it looked like. That's just like, you know, going back to the streets. Now, I'm going to keep it 100, because I done been there. Most of the people in the streets that look like money, you know, they got all these big chains on, they got all these, you know, they ride around in your car. Them dudes really don't be having no money. All right. Now I'm saying most. All right. I ain't saying all, because like I say, you got rules and then you got exceptions to the rules. Meech was an exception to the rule when it came to him and what he had going on. My brother was an exception to. Hell, Daryl had cars. I didn't even know he had cars. I pull up at one of his spots, and he left the garage up. First and foremost, I ain't even know about this spot. He just tell me, he just give me the address, and I slide through. God damn, bro, what you? In one of your little, you know, one of your little things, you know, cribs. No, I ain't gonna, you know. But he be like, no, this one of the cribs I just grabbed. He had cribs that I didn't even know he had. All right, and then he let the garage up. I see brand Cadillac or something, you know, in the garage, and then like he had cars I didn't even know, and I'm his brother. You know what I'm saying? So you had rules, you got rules to the game, then you got exceptions to rules, you know. And you know, bro was just an exception to the rule. You know what I'm saying? When it came to that flashy flamboyant, but don't get it twisted. For the most part, most of the loud. Flashy, they really ain't got it. You know, most of the time, shit, the one who really got it, he gonna be in his 760 in the back seat.
Yep.
So when they pull up at the club and the windows go down, you gonna have the driver. He gonna be doing his thing. But he
ain't even the one that own the car.
The one that's quiet. See, if women was smart, the one that's quiet, they gonna go to the one that's quiet.
Let me tell you something. I learned a lot from y'all. I really did. I learned a lot from these boys. I knew that's why when a guy used to approach me, dude, look here, man. You can't even tell me something I don't know, because I done seen it done. You probably ain't even the owner of this car. It's probably the passenger, like he said, the back seat. I don't even deal with nobody when it comes to all them flashy cars and jewelry. That's just more money, more problems, more headaches, and everything else. But one thing I can say that this has truly been. We had a time. I'm
glad to be here,
we
Jay.
had a time.
Like I say, you know, one thing about me, right? I really, you know, despite what, because, you know, it's negative things, you know, that's said about me or whatever, too. I don't care about it.
And we're going to straighten that up. I don't want you to go into that right now, but we're going to straighten that up.
One thing about me, I care about my people.
Yeah.
All right. So, and when I say my people, I ain't saying relatives. I'm talking about my people. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I don't care about other people, but I care about the well-being of my people. So one thing about me, I'm gonna always take time to try and tell someone the truth. You know what I'm saying, about certain things. Now, whether you accept what I give you, that's a different thing. But I did what I was supposed to do. I told you what you needed to hear. Because what I learned, a lot of people don't like to hear what they need to hear. They want to hear what they want to hear.
That exactly,
you know
exactly.
You know, so, you know, me personally, like, you know, anybody, you can approach me and ask me something. Then, and it goes beyond law. You can ask me something about law, business, whatever. And I would take the time to try and explain to a person. And one thing about me, I'm not going to never tell a person something and can't direct them to the source of where I get my information
That's
from.
right. That's
I
right.
don't do all that welling and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? If I tell you something, trust me, I can show you where I got it from. You know what I'm saying?
And that was one thing that we discussed, and I told you, like, me and you went back and forth. We truly went back and forth about this situation when it came to this report. And I'm like, are you sure that you want to say the name? You was like, it's there. Anybody can get it. Anybody can read it, because at the end of the day, we gotta tell, because a lot of people. Let me tell y'all something. Hold on, don't say nothing. I'm gonna tell you something. There's some more names in here that I am just beyond shocked, because I know these people personally. And when I tell you that you could not have paid me to believe that these people was in this indictment, they testify or they said something.
Well, not in the indictment, but just provided information.
Okay, so they provided. Let me tell y'all, this is going to be this second part. We gonna get into it, because the first couple of names I mentioned today, baby, I still can't believe. And I told David, like, bruh, I know this person ain't in here. Yes, he is. I say, I know you lying.
Man,
Yes,
it's a lot of dudes in the city, right? That's known, you know. We're getting, you know, and you know, got little names, but it's like this, right? You should never be ashamed of what you do.
Exactly.
All right. So, with that being said, if you do something, just know that one of these times it's probably gonna get brought out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Now think about this, Jay. Now think about this. I have nothing to lose or gain. All right. Think about this. I done been to prison. I stayed in prison over 24 years. I had commuted my sentence. All right. I did my time. All right. So there's nothing for me to gain by coming out here and just hand picking a few different dudes to lie on them.
Yeah.
All right. I ain't got nothing to gain.
Yeah.
I'm free now. All right.
Yeah.
I'm free now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing to gain or lose by doing that.
You're right.
All right. So, with that being said, it's like one thing about me, I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like just to speak to those individuals, it's like it goes back to what I said. The game got three parts. You got death, you got money, you got prison. If you ain't willing to accept all three because you're not in control how they come to you, get the hell out the game. It's not built for you.
That's right. That
It's
is
not
so
made
true.
for you.
That is so true.
You know what I'm saying? Gracefully by. You
Yeah.
know, go get you a job.
Yeah.
Square up. As the term we use.
and this one-
Square up. You know what I'm saying? Go get you a job.
I told y'all
You know what I'm saying?
nobody gonna be safe on this podcast. Oh my God. But the thing about it is that I'm like this. If you can't make that bed, don't lay in it. Because when I tell you that the second episode is going to be something to watch, you're definitely going to want to watch it. Now, let me tell you, because a lot of people are asking, I'm seeing all in the chats, 24 years to speak your truth. Speak, my brother. Yes, we're going to let him speak for real, because he deserves this right to speak. And one thing about it, like I said, we ain't lying. He ain't lying.
I mean, think about it. I don't
Man,
have
listen.
what reason do I have to come home after doing all this time and handpick individuals to lie on to say, "Oh, you testified on me,
Yep.
or you briefed on me, or you told on me." I don't have nothing to gain from that.
Yep.
I don't have nothing to gain from that.
So a lot of people are asking when is part two. When is part two on yours, on here? Everybody is asking when is part two. So next week, our podcast is going to be every Saturday at 8 p.m. Next week, he is going to have to take care of a few things. We're going to touch bases. I'm going to have another co-host that come up that we're going to touch bases on several things. Even tonight, we're going to talk about how he felt about hearing just bits and pieces of this story. I didn't even get, I'm so mad with you because I didn't even get what I really wanted to say tonight. So now they got to wait.
Man,
We got so much.
We can cover what you didn't get. We can cover, and like I say, I just want to, because you got to also understand this too. I'm talking with film crews and stuff like that, dealing with. See, we undecided right now whether it's gonna be documentary or whether a movie or whatever. But I don't want to give everything because, like I say, I don't want nobody to see the movie or documentary before the movie or documentary. Documentary. So, I'm happy to be here. To answer questions, and like I say, anybody who has questions that they want to ask me personally, you can go to my Facebook page, which is my Facebook page is my name, David Williams,
But you can only ask him why he's on live. We will only answer the questions why he is on live.
Or if they message me, like if they send me a question, if they're not a friend and I accept their request, or if they are a friend and they ask me a question, what I would do is I write it down and I'll answer the question on the air. You know what I'm saying? And I will also state the name of the person who actually asked me a question. Now, you can also go to my Instagram, which is Twin1DW3. And that's Twin1DW3. Why? Because I'm the firstborn, so it's Twin1. And then I'm David Williams the third. You know what I'm saying? So it's DW3.
Okay.
So Twin1, the number 1, and then DW, the number 3. That's my Instagram. So if you got any questions you want to ask me, you can. Both of my pages are private. Certain things I'll make public to everybody, but both of my pages are private. So if you're not a friend, you have to send me a friend request or a follow request, and I will accept. Now I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it 100. I get a lot of requests, friend requests, follow requests, but a lot of them be fake pages.
Yes, we have been getting that these last
trust me,
couple
I'm
of
gonna
days.
go on your shit to make sure it's a real page.
We
because
have been
I just
getting
got
that
a few.
these last
I just
couple
got
of
a few fake ass Facebook, friend requests.
We do,
As soon as I
like-
go on though, you know what I'm saying, I can tell if that shit fake.
It's
You know
so
what I'm saying?
crazy, yeah.
Twin, they can't let their man know and follow you, man. So you can't be that hard on them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's
I
like,
don't care that their man know that.
yeah, but a lot of them ain't women neither now.
Oh.
A lot of
That
them,
is.
you got them, you got them dudes in the background be lurking. They don't, they want to see what's going on too. And you know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. Men create fake pages just like women do. You know what I'm
But
saying?
listen, I have to say too that because I didn't answer the question, September the 6th, that's the week after next, right? September 6th. Yes, so September the so September the 6th will be part 2 of this podcast. I see I'm talking about all across the boards, we have a full audience tonight, and this is my very, very, very first podcast. my goal was to find somebody that set the podcast off.
Well, you know, I mean, you know,
I ain't asked you
I
nothing.
ain't gonna-
I ain't asked you nothing yet.
you know, I ain't really set it off yet, Jay. But you know, the Don Julio just kicking in. You know what I'm saying?
I think it kicked in an hour ago when you
Hey.
started yelling. What was one of them things you started saying? You started saying something and got louder and louder and louder. But no, we needed that. We needed that. Also, too, I mean, I don't know, because I'm just so excited about this podcast and you smile and everything. I really want to tell them the surprise. Should we tell them? Oh, we gonna
I
wait.
mean, you can. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna leave that up. I'm gonna leave that up to you.
No. Do we gonna do what you wanna do? Cause this is just you gonna wait to part 2? Like, you know, I know what you think we should tell them the surprise piece? Like 2? Wait to part 2? Okay.
Now you gotta let we gotta let the people know, the viewers know when is part 2, because next Saturday I got an appointment. You know what I'm saying? I got something that's already been, written in stone. So it's not gonna be next Saturday, it's gonna be the following Saturday, but we will be doing posts. We will be doing, our little posters and all that stuff there to let everybody know, when my next interview will continue.
I'm talking about, I got people all on these things right now talking about let's stay up all night and let's keep going. Y'all not gonna listen, I've been up all night, so we cannot keep going. This has been so interesting. Do me a favor though. This is my yes, I know, right? We leaving. But listen, we are gonna work the kinks out because this is my first. Yes. I got my orchestra in the background, but I do apologize. We don't know what happened to the Nobody Safe YouTube page, but we're gonna work the kinks out. We're gonna have to make a new one, and some way, somehow, we're gonna have to get all our subscribers back. We're gonna have to do it. But what I need y'all to do is I need y'all to make sure that y'all subscribe, because trust and believe me. I'm gonna tell them. I forget part 2. No, you want me to wait? I want to tell them that. Okay, part 2. We're gonna wait on part 2 for the special announcement. So, but what I want y'all to do, put the number up on the screen really quick. Guys, if you are a guy on my YouTube page, I told you guys to go over to Dirt Coast YouTube. If you are on YouTube and you are a guy and you wear an extra large shirt, if you wear an extra large shirt, we're gonna give you, hey, Nobody Safe podcast shirt. You're calling number 5. Start calling in. We have somebody that is going to answer the phone, but you have to be calling number 5, guys. Extra large.
I'm gonna make sure I have another gift too for that call.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab some and make sure I have another gift.
Okay, so that caller, whoever is caller number 5, there's an extra gift for you. So it's a guy. It has to be a guy. No women. So don't even try it, okay? So caller number 5, go ahead, call the number on the screen. Listen, I want to tell everyone thank you. Thank you for tuning in to my podcast, Nobody is Safe. We're going to continue this podcast where every single week there's going to be something different. We're going to talk about finances. We're going to talk about weight loss goals. We're going to talk about reform, prison reform. We're going to talk about giving back to the community. We're going to try to do things for the community. We're going to talk about so many different things. Right now, as you can see, I am the host of the podcast Nobody Safe. My co-host will be here in 2 weeks. My co-host will be here in 2 weeks. So, twin, grab a shirt for me. I'll come get it from you. No, caller number 5. You have to be caller number 5. That's your brother too, right, Timothy?
Yeah, that's
so
Tim.
That's
Tim. That's my stepbrother right
so
now.
So Tim is on there as
What's up,
well.
big
So Tim, nice of you to tune in. I just see you. So, but. Why? Well, it'll be all right. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But let me tell y'all something. Hey, this podcast is not gonna be messy, but it's gonna be truthful. Because this is what I wanted my podcast to be about. I wanted my podcast to be about truth, for people to have an outlet, for people to come talk, for people to just have way. You know, we're gonna have so many guests on here. We're gonna have people from schools, events. We're gonna probably talk about football, basketball. Oh, because I am a footballer and a basketball girl. So all you have to do, Tim, is we're going to have to create another page for the Nobody Safe podcast. So I would definitely post it on my Facebook page, post it on David's Facebook page as well. Guys, we have to go. Do we have the caller? We got caller number 5 for the guys yet?
We have 3 so far.
Okay, 3. We need 2 more. Okay, so we need 2 more guys. Let's go. If you're on, matter of fact, if you're across the platforms, I'm finna tell you. Okay, number 5. Okay. Hey, thank you for calling Nobody Podcast. What's your name?
Lo, my name is Lo.
Lo, congratulations, honey. Congratulations. Thank you for tuning in. You are an extra large, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Are you on David's Facebook page, my Facebook page, or your YouTube? Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna hand the phone over to my son. We're gonna get your information and we're gonna get this shirt out to you. Thank you for tuning in. Definitely make sure whenever we get our podcast up, you subscribe as well, okay?
Hey, I want to say one thing.
Yes, sir.
I want to say I appreciate you bringing the realest back to the city.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you, bro.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I'm excited. It doesn't stop here. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you, it doesn't stop here. So you guys definitely want, you guys definitely want to tune in, okay? Okay, thank you, Lo, for calling. Have a wonderful night.
Bye.
Okay, guys, so thank you so much for tuning in to Nobody Safe Podcast. We appreciate you. I want all of you guys to have a good night across all platforms. Thank you once again to my partner. I can't say my partner in crime, but my brother from another mother. He will always be my brother from another mother. Thank you so much for coming and agreeing to doing this podcast with me from the bottom of my heart. You have anything to say before we go out?
No, I ain't a man of a whole lot of words, man.
I can't tell.
You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, you know, if you ask me something, I'm going to tell you. But, you know, I don't really do all that, you know. But I do want to say that I appreciate everyone, from friends, from family to associates, for subscribing or some shape, form, or fashion logging in and joining us. And like I said, you know, I won't be here next Saturday, but I'll be here this Saturday after
September 6th.
I really want to say I appreciate the love, you know what I'm saying, from the bottom of my heart.
Also, Lo, I am so sorry. Call us back. I hung up on you by accident. Call us back. Call us. Somebody get this phone out my hand. So thank you. You guys have a good night. And
seem like you've been drinking the Don Julio.
Nah, listen.
Shit, I'm done.
Let me tell y'all really quick. I have been up 24 hours. I am not kidding. I'm going home, going to sleep. I tried to get some sleep, but somebody decided to call me and keep me on the phone for 2 hours because we both was excited.
Hey man, we had some stuff we had to iron out.
Yes, we did.
You know what
So
I'm saying?
I am happy. But listen, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for tuning in to Nobody Is Safe podcast. Have a blessed and wonderful night and stay safe.
All right now.
Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe from themselves. But that's okay, we got this today. Gonna turn that pain into purpose. But first, take a deep breath, then exhale the stress. Now you're free of the mess, now you're free. You see, this is easy. It's easy.